The bell sounds and over to Ian Clyde.
Well, Ron, Greg is taking the attack here to Pietro right from the opening bell. Both fighters are very strong. Greg punches with authority with either hand, and he boxes extremely well as well. So this should make for an interesting bout. Both fighters appear to be a boxer-puncher type styles. Greg throwing very sharp, fast combinations. Pietro looks to be counter-punching. Looks to be waiting to counter Greg's lead and dig some of those hooks to the body. He appears to be a good body puncher. Just snuck through a nice right, overhand right hand. His left hooks haven't done any damage yet as Greg Shields carries his both hands up quite well and is blocking most of Pietro's punches at the present time. Pietro trying to get Greg to go for that feint where he could sneak over his right hand, but Greg didn't fall for that. Both fighters carrying themselves extremely well around the ring. They have good footwork. They're keeping their feet planted firmly underneath them. Nice double jab by Greg Shields. Comes back nice with her right hand, all finding their mark on Pietro's nose.
Well, so far it has been a good opening round here for Greg. Greg Shields from the Beaver Boxing Club, as he takes on Pietro Napoliatano of Montreal. This is the opening round. There is blood, though, from Greg Shields' left nostril. Nothing serious at this particular moment, Ian.
No, not at all. Just a lot of fighters, Ron, have very sensitive nose areas, and they bleed just at the slightest touch. Those individuals should, however, probably get their nose cauterized at one point or time in their career. Not that it hinders them at all, but sometimes it's a little uncomfortable.
Nearing the end of the opening round between Greg Shields and Pietro Napoliatano.
Both fighters showing some signs of respect here for each other's punching power. Greg sneaking in another double jab, but Pietro coming back with a combination of his own and finding the mark on Greg's nose.
Good right.
Nice right hand by Greg. Both fighters appear to be able to take a good solid shot without much detrimental effects here.
There we have it, the end of the first round, and very evenly matched first round, Ian.
Very close, Ron, yes. One of the very few amateur fights that I've seen, well, the only one tonight, in fact, that there's a bit of a feeling out procedure.
Oh, there we take a real good shot at the corner where Joey Sandulo is, along with his boxer, Greg Shields. Just to mention, another winner so far this evening from the Beaver Boxing Club, Joe McMahon. He defeated Alfred Duguay. And in a fight just before this one that you're looking at, there was Brian Coughlin defeating Philip By from Sault Ste. Marie. Coughlin, of course, from the Beaver Boxing Club. Somewhat of a very close decision, I felt, because I would have gone with Philip By.
Yeah, it was a very close one, Ron, and I tend to agree with you, although Brian won the first round, I felt. He opened up, punching very sharp with fast combinations. I thought Philip took the second round by a close margin and definitely came on in the third round due to Brian's, I'd say, lack of conditioning at the time, but that's how the judges saw it.
This is round number 2 between Greg Shields. He's in the red pants with the white stripe. Oh, he just took a solid
Nice
right by
hand.
Pietro.
Nice right hand by Pietro. Both fighters are going at each other now. Full on aggression here. I guess Greg trying to show that his the right hand he caught from Pietro didn't hurt him, but sometimes it's a mistake to run right back into your opponent when you get clipped a good shot like that.
Right over top of us right now.
Both fighters digging solid shots to the body. These body shots really slow up the opponent and take a lot of the fight out of them. The best way to open a fight, I think, is to dig some good solid shots to the body, and your opponent has a tendency to lose a lot of his heart and drive from that point on.
Shields taking one right on the nose.
Yeah, another sneaky right hand by Pietro. Landed solidly to Greg's nose.
Two well-conditioned boxers. It is warm here in San Jose and B, and you have to be in condition.
Greg Shields is a training fanatic. He trains extremely hard. I don't know too much about Pietro's training regimen, but it appears that he came here tonight in top shape. This bout appears to be a real crowd pleaser. Both fighters working, and neither one willing to take a back step.
Right after this, we've got Andre Charlebois and Steve Beaupre. Charlebois out of Outaouais, and Beaupre from Sault Ste. Marie. But stay with us. We have a whole card of boxing here for you. Right now, it's Greg Shields going against Pietro Napoliatano. Round two, coming to an end.
Pietro better watch that lazy jab he throws, because I'm just waiting for any minute for Greg Shields to come over with a straight right hand. As I said earlier, he can hit well with either hand, and both fighters appear to have a very sturdy chin. I know I work occasionally with Greg Shields in the gym, and I know that he can take a good punch as well as a good one. Another stiff jab by Greg, finding its mark. Another one. Both fighters coming in with two-fisted attacks here, meeting each other head-on towards the end of the second round. Nice move by Greg Shields, where he slipped under Pietro's right hand and came up to the left hook to the body.
And that brings to an end round number two. What is Ian Clyde up to these days?
Well, Ron, I'm back working at a Holiday Fitness until I get word on my next bout. I phoned Angelo Dundee's office Friday and to find out what's the latest news here. He's been working diligently. He's got a few coals burning in the fire there about some latest action coming up shortly. But right now he's in England, promoting his new book that's about to be released here in a few months in Canada. And he's also talking to the Commonwealth champion, his camp, and the camp of the world champion Charlie Magri. Both are in England, so we're hoping to get something pretty soon.
How soon?
Well, these title fights take a couple of months, so we're going to have something within a month coming up. But
it'll be a title shot?
Well, probably not the one in a month coming up. That'll be like a warm-up. But the title fight should be coming up in a few months. Either Commonwealth, probably the Commonwealth first.
This is round number three, as both Greg Shields and Pietro Napoliatano are going at it. Very close bout so far. Third and final round. Many fights are won right here in the third round, Ian.
That's correct. In fact, that was what we thought was the case in the last fight with Brian Coughlin and Philip Bai. Brian seemed to slow up a bit at the end, but however, he still got the nod. These two individuals, however, seem to be in tip-top shape, and they don't seem to be slowing down too much in this last round. But in a bout with action as busy as this one was, this is where conditioning is going to pay off ultimately. Another stiff jab by Greg Shields, finding its mark on Pietro.
Well, more blood starting to show on the, well, just the upper lip of Greg Shields, but it's nothing serious, nothing to worry about. Very even bout.
Greg Shields is landing solidly with his jab and also straight right hand. If he would only come back with that left hook after he connects with the right hand, then maybe jab again, he'd be scoring 2 extra punches instead of just 2. That would be 3 and 4 punch combinations. In amateur boxing, a little point that may be of some interest to our listeners, Ron, is that it takes 3 points, 3 scoring blows to equal 1 point. So 1 punch is only considered 1/3 of a point. And a knockdown, incidentally, is equivalent only to one punch. However impressive it may seem when someone goes down, it's only equivalent to one punch.
Oh, Shields got in a solid left that time.
Yeah, and Pietro coming back with a stiff right hand of his own.
I thought Pietro was going down after that solid left got through.
Oh, some more solid punching right there on the inside. Oh, another good crisp combination by Pietro, catching Greg Shields once again with an overhand right. Pietro's overhand right seems to be finding its mark, and now he's digging a few stiff ones into the body with both hands.
He's got the right that's finding the mark, and Shields has got the left that is finding the mark.
That's right, yeah. Very interesting bout. A real crowd pleaser from what we can hear from these fans. Another good scoring blow. Another
good
one.
left again.
Yeah.
Solid right, connecting.
Perfect. Came back now with a left hook and then another right hand was Greg Shields.
Well, if he can keep this up for a few more seconds, there it is, I was going to say, it looks as though Greg Shields could just squeak just one out. I like the way he came on in the third round.
Yeah, he finished strongly, Ron, and I think that's what's going to influence the judges' scoring in this bout. However, it was a very close fight right through, and credit has to be given to both competitors, but I do think that Greg pulled that one out in the last round.
Well, we look in here at Joey Sandulo. What a job he has done. He is the matchmaker of this evening's bouts, but he's more than just a matchmaker. He's really the inspiration behind the Beaver Boxing Club.
Yeah, he's a credit to the sport and a great asset to the city of Ottawa and its sports foundation. He's like you just said, Ron, he's not only the matchmaker, he's the president of the Beaver Boxing Club, the trainer, the coach, as well as the other training staff. Everyone pitches in at the Beaver Club and helps out all the kids, but he's done an incredible job, and it's a full-time job where he doesn't get any awards, any financial gains from it. It's all out of his love for amateur sport and for boxing. He was a great competitor in his day. He went to the 1948 Olympics where he represented Canada in the same weight division as myself, the flyweight division.
All right, now we're waiting for Bob LaBelle, the ringside announcer. Point majority. It's Greg Shields. And I will not dispute that. I think it's a good decision. But stay with us because we've got more boxing, and we'll have the fight between Andre Charlebois and Steve Boat.